Mouldcraft. Quality products from a brand you can trust.
So, to achieve this flat, shiny finish on any encapsulations, the first thing to do is cut out a square of acrylic of a suitable thickness with matching sides and a lid that fits inside these sides. The aim of this is to create a box we can use for encapsulation. The box needs to be watertight. Be careful when you're doing this, as the hot glue gun can get quite hot. So glue down the sides and don't forget the ends. Here I've just used pieces of equal length and overlapped the ends. This way we don't need to make each side an exact length, which makes the whole process much quicker, as we will not need the sides once the casting is complete. Once you're happy that's all glued, just give it a final visual close check to make sure you haven't left any gaps. If there are any gaps, the clear resin will leak out. So this is the lid. The lid is made smaller to fit inside the walls. Remove one side of the protective film, making sure the other is well stuck. Check the lid fits before we mix any resin. We're using polyester, so we need our health and safety. Protective gloves and goggles are a must. Long sleeves, but not baggy, are advised. Again, check the cup, ensure that the cup is compatible with polyester resin. If it has number 5 on the bottom, it means the plastic is polypropylene and is highly resistant to chemicals. Now we put the pot on the scales, press 0 to take the weight of the pot away, add an adequate amount of clear resin, work out our percentage by moving the decimal point across to the left twice and then doubling that figure. So always take the cup off the scales once you've added the catalyst and stir the resin carefully. You'll note a slight colour change in the resin from a transparent blue to a transparent green tint. At this stage we can degas the resin to evacuate all the tiny air bubbles that are created through the mixing process. So anything that's dry we can use for encapsulation. Here I've got some sand and gravel. I'm just going to pour that on top of a layer of clear resin I just poured. I'm going to seal this with another layer of clear resin. Just give this a tap first, just to make sure that the material that you've added, especially if it's something that has a large surface area like sand and gravel, to just evacuate just any trapped air that might be in there. Also, it's a good idea to just give it a little move around with the stick, just to make sure there are no trapped air bubbles in there. Okay, we're going to add the next layer of resin over the top of our dried flowers now. Curing should take between half an hour to an hour. Once that's cured, we can then mix up a little bit more resin, degas that too, pour it in, and then holding the sellotape on the top edge with the protective film facing up, carefully lower the lid. So with a little bit of spare resin, I'm just going to show you a very simple process of casting with clear resin. Again, degas if you require. I'm going to use a little bit of yellow pigment for this, so it's a very small amount. Polyesters all have specifically designed pigments. We must use these pigments only. Always use the same batch of resin if you're going to use the resin like this. So this is a form of layering, using one colour next to another. That's it. Simple as that. Okay, welcome back. Now, I've left these for a couple of days now. It's always preferable to leave clear resin for around a week really before you handle it. When you're peeling a delicate casting out of a mould, always peel the mould away from the casting instead of pulling the casting out. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to finish this resin encapsulation. So, we're going to need a few tools for this. A bandsaw, of course. We must remember health and safety. We need a dust mask to protect us from microfibers and particles in the air. To use this machine, you'll need to be trained and certified by the woodwork technician. So any resin that has flowed over the top of the cover, we need to ensure that we cut that off. So just go around the piece and cut the walls off. So, now we have the rough cut of the encapsulation. Next we need to use a disc sander. This disc sander will remove any of the blade marks created in the surface of the plastic by the bandsaw. Always keep the resin moving, never hold it on one spot for too long or it will burn and melt the plastic. Careful of those fingers. You will also need to be trained and certified by the woodwork technician to use this machine. Just going to round the corners off on this now. Of course this is optional. Okay. Now we're ready for the next stage. So, using a bowl of water and a rough grade of wet and dry sandpaper, wet both surfaces and sand. Be patient with this stage, as quality sanding will mean the buffing stage is easier. It will make it easier to make and give us a high quality finished piece. Dry it off and check that there are no shiny spots or no deep scratches. If there are, go back to sanding. So here's the buffing wheel. An adjustable visor and dust mask are essential for this. Also ensure the extraction has been turned on. The buffing compound acts a little bit like toothpaste, so it's a very mild abrasive that polishes the surface of the resin. You can already see this starting to look good now. This is a very, very quick casting. You can take more time over this, using blocks of sandpaper to get flat edges, taking a little bit more time over getting the air bubbles out too. can see the air bubbles trapped against the upper surface here of the casting. This is avoidable when using the degassing or vacuum chamber.
Mouldcraft. Quality products from a brand you can trust.